Okay, so this is, as I thought through this, I realized that there's no amount of preparation that can get me ready to give away my daughter, but I'm going to give it a shot anyways. So first of all, before we go, so we're going to do a toast at the end of all. Whoa! All right.
That's right, we'll take it.
This is probably one of the few things all right. I'm with you on that. That's right. It's a lending thing. Is that what it is or what? All right. So, well, hey, we're going to do a toast at the end of this. And so hopefully everybody has some kind of drink or something. But I just want to thank everybody who's, as Zach said earlier, everybody who's come to join us today, family, friends, to celebrate this awesome event for Haylie and Zach and to just share in their joy and their future. I want to thank everybody. A lot of people traveled a long way to get here, and it's it's an awesome time for us to be together. And so, as I was thinking about this, a couple of things came to my mind as I look back to Haylie and our relationship and the time that we've had together. And so, we shared our first, you don't even remember this, but we shared our first airplane ride together.
Yeah.
You were a month old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were a month old, and we flew to Minneapolis together. We
share the same birthday.
That's right. So we also, I was thinking back to one of the times maybe that was important to us. You were about, I don't know, Marcia, how old was Haylie when we went to Cincinnati? She was 10 or 13 years old, something like
10.
that. There's a long story that started off with a Marcia dream in the middle of the night that Haylie and I got to Cincinnati with Kinsey in tow for what turned out to be a pretty important medical situation, but all that Haylie and Kinsey remember that is that Dad rented a convertible.
Red convertible.
And that we parked that convertible in where?
C3 purple.
C3 purple. That was 25 or 15 years ago,
Yeah.
right? And we still think of when we pull into a parking lot today, hey Dad, go park in C3 purple because I'll know that that's where our car is when we pull back into C3 purple. I think back to when you graduated nursing school and just, you went through a lot to get through that program. A lot of the things that you experienced in your life, not the least of which was your mom and her friends' influence on your life and what it would be like to be a nurse, and how proud I was of you when you became a nurse, and then when you got your license was even more. I won't talk about how many times you had to take that test.
I think everybody knows.
Not as many times as I had to take mine for
There you
calculus. But, honestly, I think that as I think back to our past and how we've been together, one of the things that is cemented in me is the fact that you and I share the same birthday. Not the same year, but we are both born on September 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that no one can ever change and can take away from us. Haylie and I have 28 years of this.
Yes, this is true.
We have 28 years of these pictures where each year I'd lost having my birthday a long time ago, which is just fine with me because it's now become Haylie's birthday when we celebrate them. But it is something that we share, and that it will always be something that only you and I have together. And so I just want you to know how important you are and how proud I am of you.
Thanks.
Zach.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, I already feel like you're a part of our family. And so I'm so happy to have you and for the rest of the Millers join our family as we come together today and kind of cement this thing this evening. And as I've gotten to know you after the last year or so, probably been closer to 2 years, right? So getting with you every Sunday, spent some time over the holidays, and it's just been, I've really been impressed upon how you've managed to balance strength and care for Haylie, and that's been very important to Marcia and to I, to know how you're going to take care of her and look after her and put her above everything else. And so I just want to thank you for that and welcome you to the family. And so with that, I know that we can't predict what happens. You guys are going to go through some challenges. There'll be some good times. There'll be some ups and some downs. But I just want you to know that we will always be there with you, and that you are never alone, and that with Marcia and I, and Larry and Julie, we're always going to be there with you, and to just want to give you the best. And so I don't have my drink with me.
There's water right here. Just
I do.
Don't know.
All right. So I'll raise a toast, and if Kinsey and Mitchell want to raise a toast, they can do that as well. But I don't want to close this out without just raising a toast to you guys, and just wish you all the best in your future life together. So cheers to Haylie and Zac. All right.
Kenzie?
I'm going to give you a hug. I'll give you a hug too.
All right, so mine's not really a toast, it's more of a speech, but here it goes. So, hi there, my name is Kinsey, also known as the maid of honor, also known as the favorite sister of the bride. So, in preparation for this speech, like how any new and valuable information is learned nowadays, I spent several hours scrolling through TikTok in search of what makes a good maid of honor speech. So despite this very serious and scholarly research, I found that even though this speech may not be the funniest or the sappiest, here it is anyways. So I can clearly remember the first time Haylie started to talk about Zac. We were in Disney World as a family, and Haylie had said she was seeing this guy, but they were still talking. And for those of you that don't know what talking in today's dating world means, according to the Urban Dictionary, it's when two people like each other and have acknowledged that they like each other, but they aren't technically boyfriend and girlfriend yet. Many times, couples don't even make it out of the talking stage. I know, right? Dating sucks nowadays. So it came as a surprise that as my dad and us girls were going around the world in Epcot, Haylie was talking to my dad, I swear I'm not lying, for like 2 hours about this guy named Zac and his love for football and his days playing in high school and college. Now, for anyone that knew Haylie growing up, this was a big deal. Miss Haylie here had quite the reputation of trying every sport at least once, but also managing to be very convincing at being able to quit said sport. She essentially created the blueprint for us younger girls to know how to sweet talk mom and dad into letting us get what we want. So for that, Ellie and I are very thankful. It was safe to say that the love of sports in Haylie was never a combination I would use to describe her. Witnessing her talk hours on end about football, let alone any sport, was definitely something to witness. As I watched Haylie talk to my dad, so excited with this light in her eyes about this new guy and his love for football and which Star Wars shirt she should bring back home to him, I knew this relationship would be special. From then on, as your relationship with each other grew, I got to see you also grow as a person and find your own person in life to do life with that would push you to experience new things and find new interests. Life has dealt you with many successes and equal hardships in your 28 years of life, but as your younger sister, I couldn't have asked for a better person that will be there for you through it all. And I'm so excited to watch as you both experience new adventures and find new interests together. Because what more could you ask for in a partner that you could not only can do life with, but grow with? Our love for you, Haylie, is endless, and I couldn't have picked a better person for you to have that happily ever after that I know your Disney-loving heart deserves. Zac, I'm so excited for you to be joining this chaotic group of people I call my family, and we get to go from a party of 14 to a party of 15. Welcome to the family, Zac. We'll always have room for 15.
So my name is Mitchell, the best man, aka the next one after him, so I'm stuck doing this. Yeah, pretty much. So when they first started dating and stuff like that, I'd hear all about Haylie and this and that, and blah, 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 but I didn't really get to hang out with her and see how she was. When we finally did, I got to realize I kind of like her. Because Zac can attest for how much crap I give him all the time to keep him level-headed, Haylie does the same thing. And I love her for that because I won't be around there all the time, so I know somebody will be there to do that for me. Thank you. On to my older brother. I don't know if you remember this. The day you left for college, I was standing in the driveway and I started crying. Do you know why? Because now I didn't have my older brother to look up to. And it sucked. I mean, because I was always in your shadow, but I always wanted to make you proud. And when you left, I had to do that for my little brothers. And I think you taught me enough, so I did that good enough for them. And I couldn't be happier. You're my older brother. I love you, man. I love you, man. Love you, baby.
Water's everywhere.
To the happy couple.